As you know, day before yesterday, I was teaching you properties of soil. So as you know, it can be explained by observing percolation rate of soil, moisture in the soil, and absorption of water. So as you know, the percolation rate in last video only I have explained. So there will be no need to explain this one further. Now moisture in the soil and absorption of water we have to complete. So today I am going to teach you moisture in the soil. So dear cadets, now second one is moisture in the soil. So try to understand what do you mean by moisture in the soil. Moisture in the soil means it is nothing but a amount of water present in the soil. Amount of water present in the soil, that is known as moisture in the soil. And you know that in soil there are so many small pores. In soil there are so many small pores. In those pores only water is present, and this water has been utilized by the microorganisms which are staying in the pores of the soil. And this is the only reason, that is why means animals, microorganisms which are staying, which are living in the pores of soil, they could survive for a long period of time. Not only this one, you might have seen that the plants, even though you are not watering them regularly, nevertheless they are green. And as you know, for the photosynthesis, they require water. They require water or not? So which water they are utilizing? They are utilizing this water only, which is present in the pores of soil and in the root hairs are there. So those root hairs, they are very fibrous structures of root. They go and pick that water. They absorb that water, and through xylem they send that water to the upper portion of the plant, means to the leaves. And the leaves, they are utilizing this one for photosynthesis process, and they are making their food. So this moisture which is present in the pores of the soil, that is very important, not only for the microorganism but for the plants also, for small plant also and for big plants also. You know, herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers, so many are there or not? So basically in rainy season they are getting the plenty of water. What about other season when no rainfall is there? When no rainfall is there, so this water is only trapped in the pores of the soils and they are utilizing. For the better understanding of the presence of moisture in the soil, we'll have one animation.
Have you ever wondered why the plants start drying if we do not water them for a few days? It is because plants require soil and water for their growth. However, do you know how much water is present in the soil? So, let us do an experiment to find out the weight of water in a soil sample. For this experiment, we require a bowl containing soil sample, evaporating dish, glass rod, empty bowl, weight balance, incubator, desiccator, and spatula. Using spatula, add about 5 grams of soil sample into the pan of weight balance. Collect the weighed soil sample in a bowl. Next, weigh the evaporating dish using a weight balance. Add the soil sample in the evaporating dish using a spatula. Now again, weigh the evaporating dish containing containing the soil sample. Next, place the evaporating dish containing the soil sample in the incubator at 105 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Stir the soil sample in the dish occasionally while heating the incubator using a stirring rod. Now, remove the evaporating dish containing the soil sample from the incubator. Now, place the dish containing the soil sample in the desiccator to cool it down for about 6 minutes. Remove the dish with soil from the desiccator. Now again, weigh the dish containing the soil sample using a weighing balance. Record the observations. The weight of the dish is 7.78 grams. The weight of the dish containing soil is 12.88 grams. Weight of the dish and soil after heating is 11.56 grams. Thus, the loss in weight is equal to weight of water, that is 12.88 minus 11.56 grams is equal to 1.32 grams. The difference in the initial and final weights of the dish containing the soil sample gives the weight of the water originally present in it. The weight of water in the taken soil sample is 1.32 grams.
So dear cadets, what is the conclusion of that experiment? I hope that you understood the experiment. We have not done anything extraordinary. Just we have collected the soil sample and now we have weighed the soil sample before heating and after heating. Isn't it? So before heating, what was there? Weight was more because in the soil sample water was also there. But after heating, what was there? Water has evaporated. So now soil sample which is left, that is without water. So what we can say that the conclusion of this experiment is moisture is present in the soil. All types of soil sample, whatever soil sample you will collect, everywhere more or less water will be present. It may be some soil, it may be more. In some soil, it may be less, but it will be there. In this way, second one is also completed. Now, what is the third property of soil? The third property of soil is absorption of water by soil. C number. Absorption of soil, absorption of water by soil. Third one. So absorption of water by soil depends on two factors. Depends on two factors. What are those two factors? First one is the permeability. We'll write their definition also. Don't worry. Permeability, and second one is the retention. So dear cadets, what do you mean by permeability? easily water penetrates the soil. So that means the absorption of water by soil depends upon two factors. The first one is the permeability. What is the permeability? How easily the water penetrates the soil. That is known as permeability. What is the next one? Retention. How well soil holds the water. Okay. Water is penetrating to the soil, but whether the soil is able to hold that water or not. So ability or capacity of the soil to hold this water for long period of time, that is known as retention. So try to understand here, the absorption of water by soil depends upon two factors. That is the first one is the permeability. How easily water penetrates to the soil. Second one is the retention. How well soil hold the water. So ability to hold the water for long period of time, this ability is known as retention. And different types of soil have got different capability, different rate of holding, different capacity of holding the water. Now try to understand, we have got sandy soil, loamy soil and clay soil. So which soil has got the highest capacity of holding the water? You know that clay soil. But to understand this one in better way, we will perform one experiment. And in that experiment, we will come to know that which soil is holding water more. So the next way we write to calculate absorption of water by soil. To calculate absorption of water by soil. So just see what are the requirement, what is the procedure, how to calculate, will explain.
To calculate absorption of water by soil. Requirements for the experiment: beaker, soil sample, filter paper and funnel. Procedure: the filter paper was folded and placed inside the funnel as shown. The apparatus was set up as shown. 50 grams of dry, powdered soil was weighed and poured into the funnel. Certain volume of water was measured by the measuring cylinder and it was poured drop by drop all over the soil. The water filtered from the funnel was collected in the beaker and measured. The total volume of water absorbed by soil was calculated.
Let us see how absorption of water by soil is calculated. Let the initial volume of water be U. And the final volume of water be V. Then, volume of water absorbed by soil equals to the difference between U and V. And percentage of water absorbed can be calculated by the mathematical formula given here. Now, you must be able to...
So dear cadets, I hope that you have got. Now again I am repeating what we did. We have collected just one soil sample of 50 grams. Always remember that soil sample should be powdered. Okay? And now what funnel you have to take and filter paper you have to take. Filter paper just fold in such a way so that it can have the shape of cone. Okay? And now that filter paper should be kept over the funnel. Okay? And now try to understand that soil sample which you have collected, just 50 gram, entire 50 gram should be poured which is over the funnel, okay? And now that setup of the apparatus you have already got, and now calculated amount of water you have to take, calculated amount of water, okay? Now below the funnel one beaker should be there. I'm now trying to understand the calculated amount of water which you have taken. Let us say it is u milliliter, okay? Now drop by drop keep on pouring that water over the soil sample, and see slowly and slowly that is what means water, whatever amount of soil can absorb with it, it's okay, no problem. Remaining amount of water slowly and slowly it will filter and get collected at the bottom of beaker, okay? Once your entire water which you have taken earlier at beginning, suppose it is finished, okay? So now in the beaker left out water is there, means filtrate water is collected there. So the water which is collected now in the beaker, let us say its volume is V milliliter. So how you will calculate? So the amount of water which you have taken beginning, that is U milliliter, minus amount of water which is collected in the beaker after experiment. So that is U minus V, that is equal to amount of water absorbed. Amount of water absorbed by the soil, okay? And now just try to understand. Now dear cadets, this means in this way we will have the amount of water absorbed by the soil. Suppose you want to calculate the percentage, means how much water is absorbed in terms of percentage. So it is very easy, U minus V divided by total weight of soil. Total weight of soil, that is 50 gram into 100. With the help of this formula, very easily you can calculate U minus V into 100 divided by total weight of soil sample, that is 50 gram. In this way we can calculate the percentage of water absorbed by the given soil sample. So in this way this portion means the properties of soil is also completed. So dear cadets, as you know that today I have completed two soil properties. What is that one? That is the presence of moisture in the soil, and second one is the absorption of water by soil. Since those two properties they were based on experiments, so I am not giving you here any question today. Tomorrow I will give you the question, and today I have completed those two properties of soil only. So basically how many properties of soil is there? The properties of soil is, the first one is, what was the first one? That experiment only I told you. Just remember that one. Today I taught presence of moisture in the soil and absorption of water by soil, and the first one was percolation. How easily water passes down to the soil. So just see, on the basis of these three properties, we can compare the properties of sandy soil, clayey soil and loamy soil, and just see. And all these three properties will be different for different types of soil. Like percolation rate. Which soil has got the highest percolation rate? You have already completed. Sandy soil. And which was the least? Loamy soil. Similarly, in terms of presence of moisture in the soil, which soil will have more moisture? Clay soil. And which will have least? That is sandy soil. And now in terms of which soil will absorb more water? Which soil will absorb more water? Clay soil only will absorb more water. And now all I will write separately. So please write down all these experiments, but I am not giving you today any question. Thank you very much.